Hello, I'm told we are live, but as always, I can't see the stream. Hey, there it is.
Right
Never
back.
mind.
1
Hey,
minute.
guys. Oh, okay. Jazz is sleeping. Well, while Jazz is gone, I'm just going to say, hi, guys. How are you? My name is Imposaurus, as you may already know from my famous beats, such as Heart Attack by Imposaurus and
Chiptune
Chiptune
Intense
Intense
Battle.
Battle by Chiptune.
Sorry, I'm back now. I got a knock on my door. Literally the worst time. But we're back.
How dare they, honestly? Your room is a sacred place. They have no right to be knocking on your door.
Yeah, I paid for my room with my presence being here.
I paid for one of the things in my room, but that's about it. Anyways, hello there, Magic Megamon. This week we are taking up the results for round 3 of the tournament. It is the third round. Which is the fourth? I feel like it's bad that we don't know this.
There was Overworld.
It is the
There was
fourth. It's
yeah.
the fourth round of the tournament. This round was quite a doozy. We've got quite a range of scores, but lots of people did score very, very well. I'm just
As you
going to
know,
say that there were lots of really good beefs. I enjoyed a lot of them.
those that don't know, Imp was one of the judges. I am not, so he knows all the scores already. I don't. I'm got the same perspective as chat right now, so this is going to be fun.
I hope y'all enjoy this round. We're going to try to keep the talking down to a minimum, just because I know that some people don't like us talking so much, but some people love hearing my voice because I love hearing my own voice. I've heard one complaint about us talking too much, so I want to make this introductory preamble a bit longer, just for them.
We the beepers.
Anyways, I'm good to stop talking whenever Kaya would like to start the radio. Just whenever she's good.
Kaya, are we ready?
I'm ready. Oh, Me6. Me6 is being a
Me too,
apparently.
baby.
Well,
Shout
how are you
out to
doing,
Jim.
Jazz Dog? You having a good day so far?
I'm having a great day. I just finished high school.
I didn't. If I was in school, I would be failing because of the amount of work I haven't done. Hi, Jazz Dad.
It's Jazz Dad. It's more dad than you.
Oh, we gotta wait for the announcements?
Yeah, we're waiting for Me6 to announce the thing.
Yeah, Me6 didn't work for the last time either.
Yeah. Might even want to do like a manual.
Yeah, Kaya's typing in announcements, so it'll all be sorted out right away.
Yeah.
Hello, Momadden U. Hello, Nintari Guy, and hello, Jimothy _.
Momad is my dad. I think I already said that, but anyway.
Oh, I thought you said your dad was in the. Hello, Jazz Dad. I didn't realize that you were Jazz Dad.
Yeah, he is Jazz Dad. His name should be more dad than you.
Well, little did you know, my dad walked out of my life, so. Haha.
Oh.
Who wins that one?
Where'd he go? I probably shouldn't ask
that. No comment.
Come on, man. You brought it up.
You can unlock the gritty, dark backstory DLC by being my friend for, I don't know. You already are my friend. I'm just not going to tell it to the radio, you know. The radio doesn't need to know that he went for milk and came back.
TMI. All right, I think
All right,
we're ready.
looks like it is up. So, guys, enjoy. I'll be silent until afterwards where I get to ramble about how I liked and disliked everything about it.
Let's do this. All right. Pretty
Alrighty.
good first song of the day.
Honestly, I was kind of lost on the sheet because I thought we were starting right from the bottom, but then I realized, no, we're not. We're starting at the 20th song or whatever it is. And I was thinking this was like the very bottom, and I was looking at the notes, and the notes didn't fit at all. So there's a bit of confusion on my part. But otherwise, yeah, pretty good song.
Going harsh. Well, one thing is, I only heard a couple of the beeps, like here and there from the, the part in the Discord. I do really like the percussion, the bass hits. I feel like a lot of other people try to do that sort of thing, but out of the ones that I've listened to, I think this one does it probably the best.
All right, I have heard that I'm lagging, so I'll try to get this across. It got sevens across the board, so it was pretty okay. Not the best, but it was pretty agreed
Yeah.
upon that. It was good.
Sevens across, that's good.
So yeah, it could have a lot more work done with instrumentation, with the mixing, just how the song sounded, not really the composition. It did sound more like a Doomsday Clock than a boss battle theme, though, in my opinion. It was too low energy and felt more like you're waiting for something that you already knew was coming. And you just had to wait until it came, like a Doomsday Clock. But
Yeah.
pretty okay. Ending wasn't my favorite. It is what it is. And that's
For
all
the
from me.
quality of these, I feel like the best way to make the song is as you're listening to it, just imagine you're like in Terraria or some other game with a boss battle, and just imagine your song replacing the boss battle music in that battle. And if it fits,
Especially,
it fits, and if it doesn't, it doesn't.
especially in this prompt, because the thing that happened is you walk outside, look at the moon, and then realize it's a massive eye barreling towards you. That amount of dread would really change a song from just a regular boss battle, which we had a lot of just good boss battle themes, but for like indie RPGs, which could instead be some heavy, heavy, terrifying things because of the situation. You hear a lot of different variation between that boss battle and that terrifying fight for your life. There are two main ideas that people tend to use often in this round.
Anyway, I think we're ready for the next song. Here we go. Okay. Honestly, I think there's some issues, but I honestly think it should have been higher on the list because there are some issues with that, but there are a lot of really great things about it.
Yeah, it is really great. It does sound like battle music, but
Yeah.
my qualm is it doesn't sound like that terrifying boss battle music.
The
It
thing
has
is,
energy, but no fear.
the intro, I felt like that was good because it felt like the eye coming towards you
Yeah,
slowly
that is a
and then
pretty good
faster and
part.
faster, and then so I thought the intro was fitting, and then the rest of it sort of sounded like a sort of platformer s sort of fighting it sounded like a boss battle. You're fighting someone else your size.
Yeah. And yeah, the intro was pretty great. Those weird chords, the tempo change, it did create a pretty good atmosphere. I feel like the instrumentation was a bit lacking. Like
Yeah.
there wasn't enough there to get that energy it would need. And again, another 7 straight across the board. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, just because you can see that there are 2 more 13s. They're all 7s right across the board.
Yeah.
So 7 was a very popular ranking this round.
All right.
That's all for me.
Same here. Next song.
That was a Flaweight-ish on by Blue Axolotl. I
Flight
can't pronounce that. Flaweitis Sean. Flaweitis Sean.
location.
Flation. I'm going to call it Flation.
Inflation.
Inflation was pretty okay. It sounds pretty lighthearted for a boss battle.
Yeah, I think
Like,
it's closer to the theme than some of the others so far, but I still think it's not exact.
yeah, and it also uses the same ideas a lot. Rather than needed to get shorter or get some new stuff in there, maybe change something up, make it quieter, put into 3/4 or
Yeah.
6/8. Just because with boss battle themes, there's always a lot of energy. Something's always happening. And in some of the other songs, you do see that people make those sudden but really interesting changes, which preserve the energy, but also drop it down a bit so you can have that even harder impact a bit later.
Yeah.
It's pretty darn good. Maybe a bit too spooky compared to scary at times with that whistling sound, but other than that, it is pretty good. I do enjoy it. Just doesn't fit the theme right on the nose as I would believe it should.
Yeah, I agree, Gubs. That's actually kind of what I did when I was
Gubs?
making my song.
How dare you refer to me as Gubs? Now
No,
you're talking
I'm
to him
talking to
in the
Gubs.
chat. Yeah,
In chat, Gubs in chat just said the way I figured a boss battle is that there is a mix between the hero's theme and the bosses, but that might just be me.
yeah. Well, that
That's sort of
I
what I
am
did with
Ghost.
mine.
But yeah, that is a good idea. If you're trying to write music for a game, or in this case, the boss battle theme with a story behind it, if you have already developed maybe a theme for the overworld, like you already have, or a theme for the hero, you could use that theme for the hero against the theme for evil, which you may have portrayed in the corruption theme. And if you really put that much thought into it, you could definitely do some kind of interplay between the two melodies. Have one played and the other one playing the really low register. Yours triumphantly play out, and then the enemy theme play out again louder, then take over, something like that. There's so much you can do with melodic structure and a whole bunch of motifs and all that.
Yeah.
But the problem with using that in beatbox is that oftentimes no one picks up on it. That's because we're not looking for it.
Right.
You want funny noises? Ooh, ooh, waka, waka, da, da, da. There you go. Is that fine?
Well, don't worry, Gasp. Your song's coming up. Anyway.
But yeah. Sorry about that. There are a lot of great ideas that you could use to make a boss battle theme. It's just hard to do them, especially in beatbox with a community that's not looking out for those cool and great ideas.
Right.
But yeah, that's all for me.
Same here. All right. Next song. Okay, so I got some thoughts about this. I really like it. And Timothy, I'm gonna say some stuff. I feel like I this song. I think that someday, eventually, you should go back and remake this because there's a lot of potential in it, but there's just a lot of things that aren't quite right.
If you're
Um,
going to mention the kick, that was something Timothy wanted to change, but because
yeah,
it had already been judged, we couldn't submit a different link.
yeah, kick should have been changed, but that's just a tiny thing. I like the intro, but the part where those notes were clashing, I know they were intentional, but I feel like you're kind of dwelling that whole clashing thing a bit too much.
There are
Um,
definitely ways to make clashing notes
yeah,
which aren't just slamming the keyboard. There are a lot of really interesting sounds you can get without that lazy who, he, these notes are close together.
yeah,
It does
um,
sound nice, but just not repeated as much as it was.
right. And then what I really do like is that chord sort of interlude where it's like da 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 da. That's my
Yeah,
favorite
that's
part.
the minor one to major four. That's a really neat cadence.
Yeah, I love that so much. It
It,
felt sort of like what Govs was saying earlier about how it's like a mix between the Heroes theme and boss battle, but I felt like there was some parts in it that was sort of like sort of felt like a royal battle, like a like a kingdom sort of vibe, and then it went had some like uh scale after it that turned it back into like the boss battle. So and I feel like there is a way you can have that sort of like this theme and then that theme back and forth, but like I feel like for this, although I really did like the sort of royal feel of it, for this sort of song, I feel like you should have sticked with more boss battle oriented stuff.
yeah, I
But
really did enjoy that. Now that you pointed it out, I noticed it even more. There was a whole lot of shifting stuff in here. That switch between that heroic section and the intense sections were great. And yeah, now that you say it would fit better if it was later on. Maybe if you were defending the town
yeah,
from something like,
yeah,
I don't know, called an
defending the
invasion or
town.
pirate or
That's
something.
that's a good way of saying it.
Yeah,
That would,
but
yeah,
just because this was some terrible creature in the night, it doesn't fit all that well. Now that I think about it, but still, lovely. I loved
yeah,
the minor one to major four. I loved all that chromatic sliding and those chromatic runs up and down, even if they were a bit overdone. Could have been changed a little bit. There's so much stuff here. It's just the instrumentation and a bit of the mixing could have been changed a little bit to make it just that little bit better.
also
Great job on that.
after that chord thing I talked about that I really liked, I feel like it was sort of like a mix between building up to something and also just having that chord itself being the thing that was like the thing built up to. Like I feel like it should have built up to a like a lead that was sort of like the battle motif, something like you know after the chords,
Yeah,
I feel like instead of just more like and stuff like that, you can have those, but it's kind of anticlimactic for that to build up to just another sort of anxiety sort of section.
yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, if I was to make a song, it'd go da 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 da.
Yeah,
Then you
higher.
resolve it, and then you go higher, and then you have the melody going around, and it's going
For me,
everywhere.
I would have gone like keep the same length those chords and then here's some funny noises probably all it would be a lead that go like do 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 like something like that, you
That would
know?
have been pretty neat, though. Now that I'm thinking about it, if you have it built up, then you
Do,
have this
do, do.
big chord, which has the melody going and big in it, like do do
Yeah,
do do do. Then shift it down a half step, do 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 do
yeah,
do.
Wagner style.
Yeah, Loch style would work very great for that, especially in that royal setting, because that'd really throw you off. Now that I'm
Yeah.
thinking about this, I want to do that, but it's not my
Anyway,
song.
yeah,
Go off. Let's move on to the
yeah,
next one.
we fell
I
down this
had fun with
round.
that.
All right. I love this. So I love the main battle part of the song. That felt really, really nice. This is probably the first song that I felt really reflected the theme. However, when that sort of melodic chord part fell in, I feel like you can have those, but I felt like that specific one didn't fit. Um, which is I've done that mistake on other songs before, so I know what it's like where you have this one thing and then this other idea that's really nice, but it's not quite like the other thing, and you're kind of like debating with yourself whether to keep it or not, and you have to make that
Sometimes
decision.
when you're making art, when you're making any work of labor, you just have to decide to kill your darlings if they're not fitting. Even if you
Yeah,
love it so
gotta
much,
crack a
this
few
won't
eggs
work.
to make an omelet, even if you
How
raise
dare
those
you
eggs
crack
from
the
birth.
eggs? You don't crack eggs, you take a syringe and you suck the egg out through the tiny little hole. And then you sew it back up again.
Nah. You gotta get an X-Acto knife and you like cut it in the middle, and then you like
Super glue
split it
the eggs
apart
back together. Yeah.
like a surgeon.
All right. Back to the song. I know that people think it's got a 9 from Ash Dragon, and he really enjoyed it. But personally, I feel like it doesn't reflect the terror. It feels great. It's intense, and it sounds like a great boss battle theme. Whatever qualms I have with the instrumentation, that's just because of technique. But it doesn't sound terrifying. And that's the one thing I was looking for in a lot of these, that horror, that feeling of impending doom, even though it's just the first boss and who knows ages away.
Yeah.
It's it's a great boss battle theme, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't reflect what I believe it to sound like.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it sounds like a great boss battle. The only part I dislike is the transition between the organ sound and the electric guitar sound. It's just a bit too jarring for me. Otherwise, great theme. It's not
Yeah.
thematic enough.
Yeah. I think it should have been like slightly higher, in my opinion. But I'm not a judge.
It's slow because of I'm sorry. That I take full responsibility.
Yeah. All right. I think we're ready for the next song. It's a slower boss battle song, which
It is a bit
yeah,
slow, yeah.
it's pretty slow. Yeah,
The
you can go
intro,
first.
I like the intro though. Oh, I know that might be an unpopular opinion, but that high-pitched ringing at the start is a surprising
I like
but
it.
fitting intro. I enjoyed that high pitch little bit. That kills everyone's ears, but it's a great introduction to the song. The intro as a whole was actually very unsettling and made a pretty good atmosphere, but when the energy started to increase and come back in, it just starts to feel a bit too muddied down. Like maybe it was because the bass was mixed too loud or the high was really filtered off, but just the energy isn't there as much as it could be.
Yeah, I've thought that the I'm not sure if it was a lead or a harmony. The part that was like do 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 do.
The
I felt
bass
like it certainly fits, but I think it's a little not cliche, but just a little kind of corny. Not corny. I don't know how to say it, but it just felt like I
expected.
feel like you could have done more than just settle on that. Um,
If
like
you wanted, you could have syncopated
yeah,
like do 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 do
yeah,
do
or maybe you could
do.
start off with that little lead as a sort of like bait, and then the next section you kick it into full gear, and then you have like a bunch of different layers of like synth and then other stuff that go like bow 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 do 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 like that.
Style.
Could have done that. That's something I like to do. You lead them into a false sense of security, and then you just slap them in the face.
That's okay. The theme overall was well, it was done pretty well thematically. The quality of like the instrumentation, maybe just the wasn't as good at the quality, but still just it muffled to me anything.
Yeah,
It felt suppressed. But other than that, I enjoyed it.
same here. All right, I think we're ready for the last 10th place song. Okay, so there's some kind of obvious problems with this. For quality, a perfect 5. It's a really nice song, but for theme, it's just it's obviously pirate themed. I don't you like it's just pirate themed. If you turn this into a like general boss battle theme and like if this wasn't like the normal boss, if this stuck to the theme, then it would definitely gotten a way higher score, like at least top 5. Like this is a really nice song. It's well mixed. I love the leads. I love the sort of the harmony. The drums are nice. Everything about it is so great, but it's just not the theme. and you get points off for that, unfortunately.
I feel like my advice isn't wanted here because the reason this is lower is because of the theme. And again, I put a 6, but Ash Dragon surprisingly put a 9. So he must have seen something into that neither of us see. Because 6-8 doesn't fit a terrifying eye from Scadia. It fits the Pirate Invasion.
Yeah, if this was Pirate Invasion, you would first place just right off the bat. I'm not even like, if this was Pirate Invasion, you just would have gotten first place. I think you should have done just a little bit more research on who the Eye of Cthulhu is.
Or
Just
even
maybe
just
do a
what
background
you
check.
would feel if you saw a massive eye floating towards you in place of the moon.
I think like Yarhar Telemidi.
Maybe it's the eye that a pirate lost, which is why he's got an eye patch now, but
Yeah.
it was very precise, but not at all accurate for what we wanted.
Right. Like you had an idea and you did it to death and you perfected that idea, but it's not the idea that was asked for.
Anyways, that's for me. It's so good.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
So close, but so far.
Yeah, it'd definitely be in that first place spot.
Yeah, but
if it was
on
Pirate.
to the next one.
Next one.
That one got me grouped, man.
Yeah.
I love me 7 or 8 if you really want to be picked. I'm pretty sure that was like a 7-4.
Yeah.
Yeah. But really great. I love the tone, even if it's not what I would expect. This it still fits surprisingly well. And especially with that 7-4, it just adds that off-kilter feeling, which is kind of makes it feel like you're just going along with trying to. I lost my words there. Can for me, please.
I felt like this is a great song. The instrumentation is amazing. You definitely got the synth in your synthwave boss battle going on. But I kind of feel like sometimes in the song, like some of the chords would sort of just lead into like nothing. It would just like you'd have a progression, and then a part of the progression it just felt like you didn't have anything to offer in the song. The lead is really nice, but I think in some points it sort of felt more like a laid back boss battle, if that's even a thing. It felt like a
Dungeon crawling?
confrontation.
Something
Like
dangerous, but not constantly
yeah, it's
in
not.
your face.
It sounds like you've spotted something dangerous, but it hasn't spotted you. Instead of like running and fighting for your life.
Well,
So,
it could also not be one dangerous thing, but you're in a dangerous area
oh
more.
yeah, that too. I sort of imagined like a futuristic sort of city sort of vibe when I heard this, which is,
I mean, it's 7/4 and it's synthwave.
yeah. The 7/4 is really well done in this. I didn't actually really notice uh, that it was a weird time signature
The
like
best
that
all time
until
signatures
you
are
mentioned
ones
it.
that you don't notice until you count.
Yeah, unless it's like pirate, because then it's just like, I mean, yeah,
Then you're
it's
going to notice it, but I mean irregular time signatures.
yeah,
Gasp does it amazingly well a lot of the time.
yeah,
But yeah, it's a pretty okay song. My biggest complaint is you can't see it on the stream right now, and you can only see it if you open the beat, but pitch 1 pattern 5 and pitch 4 pattern 8. It's that part that sounds really, really muddy because there are notes that are just right next to each other in a really low register, and it just clashes like there's no one else stopping it. It's the one part that I dislike the most, but otherwise, it is a great dark theme. It's got that drive to it. It sounds a bit too weak, but otherwise, I enjoy the composition. Solid 23 on the sheet,
yeah.
almost solid 8s. So
All
it
right,
did well.
on to number 7. It's a really nice retro feel we got going on here.
That aesthetic is amazing.
Yeah.
There's a reason that it got a 5 for quality from Ash Dragon, who's one of the pickiest judges.
Mm. Yeah.
Although I gave it a 4 because it did feel a bit lacking in some places. But
Yeah. It's when you're doing retro, it's hard to get that perfect quality feel. But basically, this song I really like. As you know, I'm a big fan of the retro stuff. Uh, the retro stuff in this was very nice. The arts were nice. triangle bass, as someone else mentioned before. That was
Triangle
really
bass
nice.
is beautiful.
That sort of thing. I felt like the theme. If I was a judge, I'd probably give this like a 4 for theme, because it's a really nice battle, but the kind of boss that it's like sort of portraying, I feel like it's something sort of like regal, like a corrupted like king or knight or something sort of like medieval sounding, instead of like a monster. You know, something like sophisticated that you're fighting, like another person. Which is honestly I really like the feel of. It sounds very nice, but it's not quite the sort of thing the prompt was going for, which is that monster.
Yeah, there was a point I was brought up on this sheet, which is that it feels more like a high energy story moment than a boss.
Ooh, yeah.
Personally, I do think it's a nice ship sound, all that. It's pretty intense in places, but that energy doesn't reach the threshold of boss, and it dies out more quickly than it should. And another time I'm going to bring this up, it doesn't encapsulate terror.
Yeah.
I hear the boss theme, I hear the intensity, I hear the drive and the dark nighttime feel, but I don't hear the terror,
Yeah.
which is going to be something that very few people miss out on coming up because we're getting into the really good stuff.
Yeah. Higher and higher as we get, we're gonna get more and more
Yeah.
terrifying.
Like I said, we've got 26s, we've got 27s, 28s, 29s, and 30s. Just letting
Yeah.
you know that.
I'm
It's
getting pretty
great.
excited. Anyway,
Moving on, though. We can't dwell too
next
long.
7th place song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's 5 for theme immediately. That fits amazing.
Disagree for theme.
I think maybe it's not too intense, it's not too high energy, but it's dark, it's terrifying, it's what we've been missing. That sense of dread and
Yeah,
fear.
dread. If there's one thing about Devious, he's got great percussion. The sort of like the at how it's like uh sort of muffled a bit. I always love that in songs. Um, I felt like it was certain if I could, and obviously I can't, but like I feel like this is a 4.5 in terms of theme, where it's certainly like it's got the terrifying part down, but it still needs when you're fighting this boss, you're still like fighting it and you're attempting to like slay and kill it. So I feel
True.
like there needs to be some element in the song where it sort of shows where you're trying to like, fight it and like there's a action like sort of vibe going on.
That
Um
is true. I guess now that you say that, there wasn't too much action, but it did
yeah,
get a 9, a 9, and an 8. So at least one person agreed with you,
yeah.
maybe. But I do see what you're saying now. It hits all the marks, but I guess it is rough around the edges a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like
Mixing
it's
too.
super close to getting that perfect theme. It's just missing that like excitement part, which I feel like is
Yeah,
necessary.
I may have gotten just a bit overjoyed with the fact that this has such a dark atmosphere, and I feel like it fits so well.
Yeah,
Like it's got those close intervaled harmonies, but they're also spread out a lot. So you've got this cluster of noise, then another cluster really high up, and then another cluster even higher up, and that's a really great way to build that tension. Those very close and very big intervals, and the whole thing feels like it's like bubbling up and slowly growing instead of hitting you at every single moment,
yeah,
which kind of works because that eye is flying towards you. You can't even hear it. It's coming at you. You can't stop it, but you don't even notice it's coming.
right.
It's
This song feels like the eye is flying for sure, but it's not flying directly towards you.
like maybe you're
Yeah,
running away instead of fighting it. Now that
yeah,
I'm thinking
yeah,
about it.
yeah. Exactly. That's a good way of putting it.
And that kind of respite that we get, that more bright area, maybe that's when you finally that's when you finally get away.
Yeah,
But I I still really enjoy this because this is the first one that's really hitting the theme on the nose for me.
definitely points for ambience and like cinematic stuff.
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
All right, I think we're ready to start with the top five beeps. Okay, so I haven't heard this until now, and I just want to say I really, really, really like this a lot, and I'm very glad it's in the top 5, or top 5.
You can.
Not really.
I believe in you.
Um,
Top five rankings, not the top five rank.
yeah, top 5 in that rank. Um, I love this a lot. It's got those really fast like arps that are like go between 2 octaves. Not really chord arps, but you know
I get
that
it.
that sort
It's
of idea.
something that you can also do. Just fact, if you take a then have in a mod chat, it quickly between its and half its pulse. It'll also sound filling
Yeah,
between octaves.
I love the drums as well. This sounds like one of the songs I used to listen to a lot back when I was listening to like chiptune on the daily, like through my phone, like those sort of battle themes. It sounds great. It sounds The only problem is it sounds more like a beat 'em up sort of boss battle than a fight versus the eye,
Yeah, it sounds kind of
like
like
an arcade.
excited. Yeah, I'm fighting.
Yeah, like I'm
But
gonna punch you in the face, kid. It's like something like that.
yeah, but it
Which
still
I really,
definitely
really
sounds like a
like,
boss fight.
but um, yeah,
Yeah, I can see where you're going with that. The biggest thing for me though is those half beat pauses. I know they're pretty cool, but when they're overdone the way they are, every single time it loses its excitement. Like you can have too much of a good thing, and if, I believe if you really wanted to do it well, maybe instead of having a solid pause, you could have a kind of da 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 da, have it trail off a bit instead of having it completely silent. And I'm always going to take credit for being the first person to do that in Beepbox because of Heart Attack. But realistically, you didn't get inspiration from that. Uh, those pauses, they're good, but
yeah.
overdone is my main point.
Song sounds like something I would want to play on guitar.
Yeah, it's
Like
it's a great song, great composition, high energy, high octane battle. Maybe a bit lacking in the tail department, but I give it 5 anyways. It's got 9s across the board. It was
yeah.
done really well.
All right, let's take a look at the other beep tied for 5th place. Who else but Ans? It's definitely got that Ans quality that you expect from him. I wouldn't be surprised if this was like got all fives for quality from the judges.
Well, actually, more for quality, for theme.
For theme, I think I'd give it a 4 because it sounds more like something you'd hear in like a club than like a boss battle. It is certainly a boss battle, but like it sounds like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this game, but it's the Super Hexagon, that game.
Oh yeah,
It definitely sounds like it would be in that sort of game.
it sounds. I guess it does sound more casual high energy, just because
Yeah,
everything's coming when you want it to.
right.
You know, I wonder what would have been like if every time on one you skipped it. So instead of always landing on the kick drum, or if you skip one, play quarter note and an eighth note in front, play it like normal, skip one, play a note like normal, then that would really keep it up in the air. I think that would make it a lot less steady and a lot less groovy.
Right. I think the part that was the most impressive is the part in the chorus where you have those lines that go like do 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 do, the do 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 do. That part, that was pretty. It sounded exactly like that sort of instrument sound that I would hear in like other songs. It was perfect. Ans just knows how to do stuff and get it like exactly how he wants it
Yeah,
and how it
Anne
like should
is
sound.
a force of nature,
Yeah.
which is surprising to see that Anne's only got 27 points.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
it's to be expected. You can't win everything, but Anne
yeah.
was pretty good. The one thing I wasn't sold on was those major thirds in what was otherwise like a minor or a Phrygian piece. It just feels like they don't really fit. But I love that chromatic descent motion in the chorus. I feel like a bit more variation could have been really good for it.
Mm.
But
I think the variation was. I think there was a lot of
there was
variety in
some
it.
already. But I feel like there could have been more. There could have been more dynamic contrast, something to pull my attention more, even if it already had my attention more. Just that little something which could have made it a bit better.
Yeah.
There's always some way to make it better, though. Let's be honest.
Anyway, let's see what we got for fourth place. Talk about a groove.
I'm grooving. Yeah.
Crunk with
This
me.
this was good.
Ooh,
Admittedly, it sounds more like you're fighting this trickster god who can
true.
warp reality. It sounds
Yeah.
great, but it sounds like it's kind of missing the mark. Just a little bit. Like
Right. That's
great.
the thing for these songs in like third and fourth and stuff. They're just like that close to first place. They're just slightly out of theme, ever so slightly.
Like, this was so bouncy. It
Yeah.
was
Dum, dum,
great.
dum, dum, dum,
I
dum,
love
dum.
the sound. It's
The noises,
didn't
they're
fit.
funny.
It just didn't fit 100%. And I feel upset having it only be fourth, just because I love it. I love it so much, and I want to be able to make something like this. Those bar skips too were great, but it annoys me how you could have just smooshed it all into a few bars instead of repeating the same bar over and over. But that is the technique. That is. It's just cutting the bars
Yeah.
short. It's correct. It just annoys me as a beatboxer because I saw it in the program instead of just hearing it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, let's see what I had written for this. Yeah, 544 for theme. So amazing, but it didn't quite reach the theme. Let's
Right.
see. Yeah, the waltz section at the start and the main section, they feel a bit disjointed, but after listening to it again and again, I have realized they fit well. At least my ears are trained to hear it. And I enjoy how they took the same melody and just morphed it to fit in both sections.
Yeah.
It's A
This
plus. Well,
the
A.
song. It sounds like this sounds like the song that would be in like Log's video game, like Bingy's Adventure. Like Karma, you should talk to Log about putting this in his game. I think it fits pretty well.
Asterisk says it feels like a very fun boss for an awesome 2D platformer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has a lot of different moves, a lot of different sections. I love it.
Yeah.
There's a reason it was fourth.
I think we're ready to see third place. Here we go. So this comedic song is really nice because the notes they sound off, but it's on purpose, and like the fact that it sounds off key a bit just adds to the whole tension.
It takes an amateur to make something sound bad. It takes a pro, like Gasp, to make it sound off in a good way.
Yeah.
Gasp,
To
I
expertly
love
make it.
you. You're amazing.
Yeah.
The one thing is, it was just a bit too short. You had an amazing vibe going, but it repeats really quickly. There's so much more that could have happened, even though I can't really tell you exactly what. But I feel like this could have had so much more with it.
Was the point that he didn't get, was that quality or theme?
Let's see, because yeah, it looks like 5 quality 5 theme from Ashragan, 4 quality 5 theme from me. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's just because it wasn't quite there. There was a lot of content, not enough time to examine it all.
Yeah. I
But
yeah.
everything fits so well with it.
Everything just fit. It was just everything was there.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that Omega Flowey fight with the percussion, but amalgam with the chords and all the stuff it had. It had some really high energy and some really great fear and foreboding in there.
The thing is, Gasp, I love you, man, but you kind of brought this upon yourself because I'm pretty sure you said something like, "Oh, I'm gonna wait until the last day to do it," something like that.
I mean,
So
with the amount of Terraria you've been playing, I'm not surprised.
yeah,
I
like
don't blame you. 1.4 is great, but
yeah, this like if you just spent even like an extra day on it, we probably would have had like 3 people in first place. Not gonna lie.
yeah, but you know what this means? The next two are 10 out of 10s across the board.
10 out of 10s. Holy crap. I'm ready for this. Let's see.
Let's go, boys. Reason. That was great.
It was very nice. I love the fade ins and fade outs, and I think my favorite part in that song was definitely the like this really weird, like gross sounding like that like faded in and then just
Oh yeah,
like
because that
like
was made with the organ instrument that you heard in the intro.
yeah, it's that tiny little detail which those little things add up and create that perfect like atmosphere, and that's
Yeah,
why it's got the 30.
one thing I've noticed with all the great songs these days, all the cool kids are doing, is those constant chords and bass or whatever, but then you also have a channel or two for just those small, like a pling here and a poo there and a tuka 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 halfway in the middle. Because especially with a theme like this, just having something up your back while you're already trying to deal with this floating eye in front of you. Parts of that there reminded me of the almost exact. You sigh heavily and lean against the wall, tilting your head to see the moon. You stare at the silhouette before your heart sinks to your stomach. Dread filling you stare at it. The intro, you lean against the wall, but you're still nerved. You're still standing up. Look up. You see that enormous, unblinking eye. And that's when it comes in. It's the story so to me. It's almost as if they, wait for this, read the prompt and then made music for it.
Yeah, it really does portray the story of it all, which is perfect.
And those owl hoots, obviously, it gives it that night theme. So,
Oh yeah, this just sounds like night.
yeah,
It's perfect.
it sounds very, very dark. It kind of made me think of, even though I don't know Shovel Knight that well, Shovel Knight plus Terraria, if it was some kind of dark side-scrolling game.
Terraria Otherworld, bro.
Yeah, Terraria Otherworld, except more 8-bit and
Except,
actually produced.
Yeah, RIP.
We still get the music though in 1.4, which is good.
Yeah.
Anyways, on to number 1.2, the final song of the stream, and I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready. Yeah, it's me.
Woo! Oh yeah!
Oh man,
The winner! Well, winner number 2, but you're part of this, so I get to cheer for you!
man, this is a moment and a half.
Brilliant. You know, that's the thing I was thinking of when I was thinking time signature changes. Because yours was right at the top of the list when I was judging. I heard that, I thought, yes, that needs to be in all of them.
Yeah,
It's a boss battle. It's great. I love it.
I'll say a few words, I guess.
Yeah,
I've been
talk about what you
making,
did.
yeah. So I've been making boss battle themes for a while. Like when I first started Beepbox, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to just make stuff that was super hype and like energetic and like hit people hard. And you know, I just been working on that a lot. And I've done some songs that were like different from it, but that's been like my main sort of style for a while now. Um, so I'm really, really happy that I got this first place spot because I wanted. If I could have gotten like terrible scores anywhere else, but as long as I got like first place on this, then that it would make me happy because this is like this is my thing. It's literally the title is accurate. It's you had me at boss battle. That's when you know I'm in. Um, so yeah, you can say some stuff if you want as well.
You know, honestly, I barely wrote anything for this. To quote, that intro is so darn evocative of a boss battle. The whole thing is intense as anything I've ever heard. It really fits. The 6/8 section, it should have been 12/8, but I wrote 6/8. It's really nice change of pace so that the whole thing isn't too high energy. I love the whole theme. Very well done.
Yeah, and it's
Because
funny you mentioned like 6/8 and 3/4 and stuff like that, because I'm not all that great with music theory. I when I compose, I'm pure. It's all like a feel, like a vibe that I get, and um, like I didn't actively plan that little 6/8 or 12/8 whatever section there. It's just sort of was composing and I was like, this doesn't sound exactly right, and I fiddled around with the next bar thing, and it's just I ran with it. And originally when I was making this, I actually wanted it to loop a bit, but I just kept finding it really difficult to bring the 6/8 section back to the normal 4/4 parts. So I ended up um, just doing a compromise where I did an outro that was the beginning of the like main chorus, but as like a finale sort of thing, which I've done at least one other time before in my other songs. Um, so that's that's that.
applause, applause. All right, so looks like we are revealing the final scores of the top 3 rounds for everyone. Well, let's see.
All right, sure.
I actually don't know where this is. Kaya, help me. Where do I find this?
Just link
Is
it in
that on
the.
the sheet?
Just put it in the chat we're in right now. That no one
Uh,
else in the server
no,
can see.
but I mean, where do I find this? Oh, it's on. Okay, I guess it's on the stream right now.
Okay.
Well,
Holy crap.
that's a lot of data. Let me just read back what I was told to say.
Wow.
So for ties, the 4th round's points is the tiebreaker. If one of them didn't submit in all 4 rounds, they get so. It might not be accurate, but Kai did the best to calculate and verify every score. So let's see if this all works. In 36th, Roshi Yoshi dropped out. Hidden Realm dropped out. Sunbird dropped out. Luke OK did not submit, and Code Pie also did not submit. I'm surprised we didn't see from Code Pie. I would have
I thought
expected some
he
bird
actually
somewhere.
dropped out, didn't he?
Well, maybe
Oh, this is
he did, but
yeah. Okay.
15 points. So, yeah. 31st
There
is the
no
end.
bracketing, or is it like
Well, this was just a free for all. These the
okay?
four was just
So
free
the
for all.
top 16, those are the people that are actually going to make it to the next part,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Top 16 actually. Okay. So then Noel with 18, Pony 60 at 18, at 27 points. Kyle said, however, you got 31 points. Q or Spades at 37. Shujo at 38. I'm surprised at that, but also Shujo's a
Yeah.
busy guy. Poppy 61, 9. Sokka at 47 points. Brent at 48. Toglon 50. Queerton at 53. And Blue at 54 points. Nintendo Genesis at 56. Circle at 57.
Yikes.
And now for 16, Andre Bariani at 57. The tiebreaker was the fourth round, so Andre must have gotten higher than Circle. Rhea at 50. Rhea. Is it Rhea or Rhea? Rhea?
It's Rhea. It's. I can't believe you're still
I
asking
always
this.
mess that up. I
It's
messed it up
Rhea.
the one time and I'm trying to get it right. Rhea.
Rhea.
I'm sorry. Rhea.
It's
At
Rhea, as in
59 points.
read a book.
I know. Nobo at 63 for place 14. Place 13, Narwhale, 63 points. Jimothy in 12th at 65 points. Our lovely fish, the Gubbies, in 11th at 65 points. 10th place is Devious with 69 points. Nice.
Devious 69. Nice.
Number 9, Edvin at 71 points. Number 8, Harieiv or Kaya, the lovely host, at 71. 7th, Walmart Snack at 73 points. 6th, Leadphones, 75. 5th, our lovely Jazz Dog at 79 points. You made it to the top 5, buddy.
Thank you.
4th is Anne's at 81 points. Black Cat for 3rd at 83 points, or Karma. Gasp at 84 for 2nd, and 1st place, Kuching, 88 points. 2 away from a perfect 90 if you submitted 3 times and got 10 all the times. So I guess, wait. Anyways, I forget about that. Yeah, like Kai said again in the chat, the scores were the top are the top 3 highest rounds. So yeah, almost perfect scores for 3 rounds. Now that I'm reading that rule again. 2 points off, and you would have gotten perfect. I'm so disappointed, but also so very, very proud. Well, thems are the results of the free-for-all section. And now
something else?
we do have something else. In fact, that something else is the next theme that we're going to do. Y'all ready for this? I'm going to read it in my sexy reading voice, if y'all don't mind. Shall I begin?
Yeah, I thought we were gonna read it together.
All right, we can read this together. We trade every word.
All right, fine.
Nah, every paragraph.
Out of the 3, that's right here. All right. You can start.
You stare down at your reflection in clear blue. Oh, okay. What? What? I'm being told I'm getting an insider message.
Let's see here. Apparently.
It's not the next theme. Well, what's not the next theme?
Let's read what could have been the next theme.
The next theme. This is a prompt to the next theme. This is just an
okay.
After thing.
Disclaimer: this is not.
Gubs.
This is not the theme. Do not make a song after this.
You see what this is after reading it. Because this is a break of a. I'm sorry I announced that wrong, but we'll explain this after.
All right.
You down at your own reflection in the clear water of the oasis, thinking about the recent experienced. All-star damned crimsons. Ever since you calling back, figure.
Can I stop you right there? I'm sorry, but Your voice is really, really laggy, and I don't know if anyone can actually hear you.
You read it.
I think it's better if I read it. All right.
Read it.
You stare down at your own reflection in the clear blue water of the oasis, thinking about the recent events you've experienced. It all started with that damned Crimson place. Ever since you've gone to hell and back, figuratively speaking, you even wake up with nightmares of the wretched place from time to time. Luckily, a nurse had moved in shortly after the merchant. He seems fond of her, but the feelings aren't mutual. Nevertheless, she's been able to help you out a lot. Thinking you were done, down in the deep, you made your way up. You built a few houses, as the guide had shared with you, some helpful information in regards to the new inhabitants. Unluckily for those unfortunate to move in, they had to deal with quite the creepy neighborhood. Not only that, you had to deal with it. Literally. It just showed up one night in the middle of nowhere. It's a miracle you survived. You're not sure how many others would have been able to survive such an ordeal. The Dryad had even mentioned others before you had fallen. When you questioned her about what she meant about the others, she simply shook her head. What the hell is going on with this place? You've been going further and further beyond the mountains, but never managed to make it very far due to the amount of monsters and evil creatures emerging from the night. Nobody's able to answer your questions as to what you're doing here. Both the nurse and the Dryad spoke of a dungeon and a man who you had no idea who is or where is. You sigh as the lack of information is driving you crazy. You're snapped out of your train of thought as the line of your fishing rod tightens up. You've got something. Whatever giant fish decided to devour your hook is putting up one heck of a fight. Despite the trouble, you manage to reel it in. It's a box. Confused, you open it and find some interesting items. There's some bait in there, a few oars, and a radar. This could definitely help you navigate above and below ground. Well, what should it be? Should you pack up your equipment and explore the mysteries left untold on the surface? Or should you venture deeper below, seeking out the hidden treasures or new ores to help you on towards your journey's end? Oh, that's the name of the update.
This means you can choose what the next prompt actually is. This is just a vague description. The proper prompt will be written up at some point in the future. But we are taking a week break just to get them creative juice back up. Gubs is going to post there along with the Geo reacts to choose the next theme in the server and the tourney chats. But for now, you get to celebrate your victory if you got into the top 16. You get to be happy that you're part of the tournament if you weren't in the top 16.
Yeah.
That
Basically,
just about wraps it up.
Just basically to sum it all up, we're taking a week break from this. There's going to be a sort of choose your own adventure sort of thing where you get to choose between the underground and what was it? The or different underground and the surface.
Who knows what's there though?
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. I don't know. But is that all we have planned for today? All right. So we'll see you in not a week because unless let's see, are we going to do one next
regular
week?
community editions?
We could do that. Let's see. We're getting confirmation here. Yeah, maybe.
Well,
okay.
Maybe. It's possible.
We might possibly, maybe not, but maybe see you next week.
Maybe I'll have a new song out for that. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe you'll have a better connection.
Oh, shut up. I love you, Jazz, but see you guys. Have fun.